details about this. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. This is Elizabeth Claire Brewington with Brightside Global Trade TV, and we want to warmly welcome all our veterans who are watching this broadcast, as well as those who are on today. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and happy Veterans Day for tomorrow. And we're going to hear about the Dallas parade and a lot of other parades and a lot of celebrations for you that everybody is planning. The whole country loves you. I actually wrote a blog. I took it from the American Legions of all the things that all.
They officially accepted women, right?
Well, they accepting women. I was in college, and he told me just to stay just where I was, and I would be all right.
Okay.
Get the military, but I always admired the persons in military, especially the ladies.
Well, we gotta get these stories in the magazine. So I'll sit and interview you, and you can tell me all about it soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so wonderful. So thank you. Nancy, I don't know what we would do without Nancy. She sings like a nightingale. She drives her mother everywhere. Her mother couldn't do anything if not for Nancy be by her side. So Nancy, go tell us all about it.
Well, I thank you for that comment, but I gotta make one correction. She can do more alone. I'm a supporter, just like I am for Brightside. But yes, my husband served in the Vietnam War, and I'm very proud of his name was Antonio Core, and very proud of what he was able to do for our country. And it's just wonderful to give honor and tribute to our men and women who are serving and have served. So we thank you for all that you have done, and we praise God that those of you that are still living are able to be here and share your stories with the world about what you have done to support the United States of America. So I say thank you, and God bless all of you.
Well, we love you too. And thank you all for serving. I have with me an entertainer, a celebrity, and he is going to be the marshal for the Dallas parade, for the Veterans Parade coming up. I think it's tomorrow. And Tony, Orlando, I don't know where the others are, but these are part of the Valor, let me see, Tribute to Valor nonprofit organization. So Tony, tell us your association.
Welcome, Tony.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us. All right. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Well, the first thing I want is I want that man's energy. That's what I want.
All right.
It's a pleasure to be with you. I've been watching your hearts on this camera, on this Zoom, and what I see and hear is a tremendous heart from all of you. And to me, that is the destiny of our future, is what kind of hearts we have, especially for our children and the future of our nation.
So Tony, tell us about your entertainment world and what you started and how you, tell us a little bit about your life. Yeah.
Well, I'm 78 years old. I've been in show business for 62 years. This is my 62nd year in show business. And I started when I was 16 years old. I had a record called Halford of Paradise that was a big hit for myself, and Carole King was just starting out as a writer. And many years later, I got together with two beautiful young ladies from Detroit, Thelma Hopkins and Joyce Vincent Wilson. And the three of us started a group called Tony, Orlando, and Dawn. We had hit records, a tremendous 7 years of hit records with Candida and Knock 3 Times and Tie Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree and He Don't Love You Like I Love You. And we had a television show for CBS for 4 years. And 7 years is a long time for groups to stick together. But more importantly, Thelma and Joyce and I continue to be brothers and sisters. And we're very proud of one thing. We're proud that we were the first multiracial group to ever have a primetime television show. And not only the first, but the one and only even since then. So my career has been full of joy and full of lucky days in my life. I've had very lucky times. I've been able to work for 9 presidents at the White House. I've been able to receive wonderful accolades from my fellow performers in the last 62 years. So I feel complete. But the most important thing that I think has come out of this whole 62-year lifespan of show business is that I've been able, because of Tie Yellow Ribbon, to contribute and earn and as much as I'm told, around $200 million for veterans since 1973. That is a tremendous part of my prideful part of my career, is that I've been able to work with veterans so closely.
Tony, we just thank you, man. I thank you for your service. And I mean, it hasn't really caught on to people who you are. I mean, you know, you're a world-class brand, man. And you have done, I mean, you know, I remember you, I mean, people probably remember you for your Vegas run and, you know, all of that. And oh, man, you served Vegas, Las Vegas for years. And so, you know, we appreciate you for taking time out with us today and to recognize the veterans and the service they've given. And that song, Tie Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. Oh, man. I think about that song even now.
Before we go any further, could I ask you a question?
Yes,
Sure,
go
sure.
ahead.
This man that sits next to this beautiful lady, where did he get the joy of life? I want to ask him. What ignites you, sir?
Oh, man. Well, the good Lord. I mean,
The
it gives
Lord.
you strength.
I
and
knew it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew it.
you know, every day I have to thank him for who he is. And it's just him coming out through me. And I pray that in him coming out through me, you know, I can reach the people, talk to them, connect to them, and really enjoy who they are. And this whole procedure and these people here, we're going to connect with each other because I want us all to feel the vibe,
Yes.
to enjoy the joy. You know,
We saw the world was so full of haters that we decided to start a podcast and online channel during the pandemic to just elude Brightside. And I had so many people calling me and saying, well, I don't know if I can be on your show because I'm on the dark side. I said, I'm sorry that you can't be on the show because we are happy people. And I think the world needs some lovers and happy people. So that's been us.
How long have the both of you been married?
This is an interview for you.
no, we're coming up on actually
20.
December
Yeah.
will be 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
20 years. Well, congratulations.
And,
Well, let me
and
tell you
we're
something.
so in love.
I could see that. Let me tell you something about your podcast, okay? If you can inject that love to everyone that comes onto your podcast, if you can share what you enjoy with each other for 20 years to those of people around the world. Now, remember something. There are people out there hurting. And when they come up against someone like you and they sense your joy, it's medicinal. It makes them healthier. So thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. God bless you both. I hope you continue to support our veterans. I know you will. And I know that you heard of something called Tribute to Valor, which is an organization, a foundation that brings the 6 core values to our youngsters in schools all over the country. When you take the 6 core values that the Congressional Medal of Honor recipients hold dearly, if you notice the 6 of them, they are also the same 6 that you see in the Bible. So to the 2 of you, God bless you. Continue on with your great work. And thank you for this privilege.
Thank you, Tony.
We have one more question. One more question. And the question is, tell us about the Dallas Parade. And we're so excited that you're going to be the marshal. I used to be the band major at in my school, and I'd be like, shaking and turning the baton. So tell me all about this excitement, and I'm definitely going to be watching. So tell us all about it.
Okay, well, this is my 50th year working on behalf of veterans. And in all the years I've worked with veterans, this may be one of the great moments I've ever had, because I've been asked to be on a float at the Dallas Veterans Parade with a Medal of Honor recipient, Gary Littrell, and the founder of Tribute to Valor. So for me to sit next to a man who has received the Medal of Honor in this country because of how he served and what he went through to earn that on behalf of all of us is humbling. So when I sit next to him, I understand it's going to be a kind of a cool day tomorrow, maybe a little rain. I don't care if the Lord drenches me. If he drenches me and I get soaking wet sitting next to him, it's one of the most honorable wet days I'll ever have in my life. So the truth is, all of you out there who are able to come out and salute this great hero who is representing all of our military in that Veterans Day tomorrow, I'm just humbled to be able to sit next to him. He has allowed me to share the title Grand Marshal. I'm privileged to do that and almost embarrassed to accept it, but he insists. It's typical of Gary Littrell to do that. And that's just really it in a nutshell. As we all come together, we should not be there to recognize our military who have served us so well, but we shouldn't only do it on Veterans Day, we should do it every day.
I agree. Every day.
I want to do one thing
Not
right
yet,
here.
not
I
yet.
know.
Conrad,
I know. We want to rub our hands together.
he wants to interrupt.
Yeah. I want to rub our hands together, all of us. Rub our hands together right here. And I want you to reach to the right. Reach to the right. Reach to the right. And as you're reaching to the right, I'm going to reach to the left to grab your hand. It's a connection. It's a connection wizard that let you know that we're all connected. We're all one group and family, and that we encourage each other and share the joy of life and love and promotion. And you guys, everybody, you're amazing. You're amazing. And you need to know that what you do is shining through every day, shining through you, to us, for us, so that we can all benefit and be better people. And there's so much more that each of us can deliver and offer. And this is a profound and tremendous opportunity for us to really, get behind this. And so thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much. And we'll be in touch with you and talking with you about your program. Stay on if you can.
Yes.
And have a good day tomorrow.
Yes.
Godspeed.
So Conrad is also part of this fabulous organization, the Tribute to Valor Foundation. And Conrad, would you like to add some comments to that?
First of all, good morning. Thanks so much for having me on. And Tony, if you notice, I don't know, he maybe already jumped off. I've got my yellow ribbon on for Tony today and the parade tomorrow. But yes, I have the privilege of being one of the founding members of Tribute to Valor. And as Tony alluded to, Gary Littrell is our chairman. And really, this was his brainchild back in 2018 when we became a foundation. And one of our primary things is to reach out to students. And as a former veteran myself and as an educator, when I had the opportunity to work with him and all of our entire team to reach out and inspire, influence, and impact students through the core values of the Medal of Honor, what amazing opportunity. And I don't know if Tony said this or not, but we've already reached over 100,000 students in assemblies in the last 4 years. And those assemblies have been life-changing for some of our kids, but also for the adults that are around. And maybe some of you know, but the core values for the Medal of Honor are courage, sacrifice, citizenship, integrity, commitment, and of course, patriotism. And all we have to do is look around the world today to recognize how important it is for our students and young people to learn about those values, because clearly we're in different times than when all of us grew up. And so for us to be able to bring Medal of Honor recipients and put them in front of students and talk to them, and those Medal of Honor recipients they are great storytellers, and they talk to our kids and to our teachers and to other community members, and they really inspire them about, let me tell you what difficult is. Let me tell you what a real life challenge is. Let me tell you what bravery looks like. And it's not always associated with why they earned the Medal of Honor, but it's about how they've lived their lives after the tough times that they went through in the course of battle and demonstrating such great valor and courage. And so our kids learn these life lessons and they apply them. And one of Gary Littrell's taglines is, "Who am I?" And he asked the kids to really reflect, who am I? And when I look in the mirror in the morning, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And what can I do to contribute back to others? And so Tribute to Valor for the last few years, we've just had some great opportunities to work with schools across the nation and heavily here in Texas. And we also have a component that's related to STEM education. And we've taken kids all the way down to Houston and spent time at the NASA Center there. We've taken kids on field trips across the nation, and it's all about connecting them with vets. And tomorrow, what a great opportunity for Gary Littrell to be the Grand Marshal of the parade and to get that message out. And I also want to just say thank you to all the veterans out there and to all the families that support our veterans. People sometimes forget that veterans may have volunteered, but it's the families that support them. It's the families that help encourage them. And more importantly, it's often our families that heal us when they come back from tough times. And many of our soldiers in the past 50 years in particular that are still with us, they've experienced some tough times. And of course, our greatest generation is amazing as well. So I just want to say thank you for inviting us to be here today and to talk. And we love what you're doing, and you're getting the word and the message out. And, you know, it all starts with grassroots these days. We've got to convince people that being patriotic, I always say this to students, patriotism isn't something we're born with. Patriotism is something that we learn. And organizations like yours and Tribute to Valor and so many others out there that are trying to establish that for our students and our youth today, we've got to give them hope. We've got to find a place that they can go and that they can believe that I can agree or disagree with something, but I can still be loyal and true to my country, to my community, to my state, to my friends, to my family. And that's the message that Tribute to Valor is really trying to do. And we're so glad COVID is in the rearview mirror. It slowed us down like everybody else in the world. And Gary, now that his health is back and he's just ready to take charge and lead us forward. So I just wanted to give a little background on who we are and what we do. And obviously people like Tony Orlando, super proud of his contributions and joining our team a few years ago. It's an entire organization based on volunteers, and everybody gets their time and their commitment. So anyway, thank you for inviting us today.
Thank you, Conrad. I courage, sacrifice, commitment, the last two.
Citizenship,
integrity,
and patriotism.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh my goodness, such amazing attributes. I mean, when you think about that, these are sorely missed and needed in all that we do. We just had an election, and we had an election. Whatever side you're on, we're still Americans, and we still have so much to do for America. And America is what gave us all homes and a place to live and provide and serve our communities and serve and raise our children and make us better people. And it's just an amazing time. And it's important that we stay. We're all connected. We're all connected by the same life providing vibe, and and how we can help each other. And your comments mean so much, in our times. And our children need our fortitude. They need these values. They need to grow up in an environment with these values. And once they see that, and when a child who comes from an impoverished neighborhood where there's only drugs and deplorable initiatives, and he comes in and said, this is not what I want. I want a better life for myself and everybody that I know. And he can defy those odds. And he can defy those odds with these attributes and characteristics. And in that way, he's Superman.
Well, in education today, along with veterans, we don't always know the fruits of our labor. You plant a seed, but what we try to do as an organization is to provide students with the understanding that it's okay to make difficult decisions in life. It's sometimes okay to fail, but you have to be courageous in what we do. And like you said, in today's world, bombarded by social media and so many negative things. And like I said, it doesn't matter what side of politics you're on, left or right. We're all Americans. And somewhere in all of this, that's gotten lost, that we are all here. And it's good to disagree. It's good to have discourse.
Sure.
but we can be patriotic. And then finally, the last thing that we can be is we can be respectful.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we really try to work with our students is no matter what in life, if you follow kindness and respect and you live by some of these values that we talk about, you're going to be successful. And at most, or at least you're going to be successful with your friends and your family, let alone in your community and your nation. And it's time for us to remind kids, but maybe even some of our adults need to hear this message.
Yeah.
It's okay to disagree, but let's do it in a way that moves us all forward and not polarizes us. And so it's an interesting world that we live in right now. And thank goodness for people like everyone on this call. We all care. And it's there's more of us out there than I think people remember and realize. We just have to get together and be the louder voice.
Conrad, oh man, you said it so greatly, man. I mean, and we need to next Veterans Year. We're gonna promote this in such a vast and profound way. Let's get this message out to people, that they need to hear the refreshing values that this core content can evolve into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing time, and we're amazing group of people. And so whatever we have to do as a group with you and your organization because we have in this community, 30% of our households are veterans.
Wow.
30% of the households in this community are veterans and households with veterans. And so we need to really make sure they know they're appreciated. We care about them, and whatever they need, we can be there for them to help them stand up and also be the tributes of valor.
Yeah.
Be the tributes of valor.
Well, Goldsboro is a military town. It's a house
Oh, yes.
of the Air Force, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. And we try to love the military so that when they do retire, they stay with us.
So I spent 10 years in Wilson, North Carolina, so I know Goldsboro very well. Yes, I went to school in North Carolina and lived there for a number of years. Great community.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
So you got North Carolina in you, man.
I got a little bit in me. Once you get it, you can't get rid of it. That's for sure.
Right.
I was just out there a few weeks ago. Yep.
That great barbecue.
Well, when my dad moved out there, they said there's two things you have to learn in North Carolina. You've got to learn to smile and you got to learn to love barbecue. And I think you perfected both of those.
Well, if you're watching, make sure you write us a comment. Make sure you give a donation and contribution to two of these very noteworthy organizations, Tribute to Valor and Nation's Finest. And if you're a veteran, we will definitely nominate our veterans for the 50. And I hope one of them wins. It sounds like it's going to be very competitive, but I think it would give you a lot of social media recognition. So make sure that you get in touch with me so I get the right information to nominate you for being Nation's Finest.
Let's do some planning for next year. Let's think about that and see what this can look like, because there should be a stream of content and connections all across America. We live in America.
That's true.
It's the greatest country on earth.
And Conrad, we've canceled our Veterans Parade because of the hurricane that's coming through our town. So I'm going to get everybody to watch the Dallas parade.
I was going to say, you need to stream it tomorrow, right?
Tie a yellow ribbon.
Please do. Well, we're honored to partner with you.
Tie a yellow ribbon on my tree.
Well, we're honored. So please, whatever we can do to support. And I think next year we need to have 24 hours of pre-Veteran Day, content material, and let's get everybody involved. And it takes all of us. It takes all of us.
Definitely will.
That's a great.
We have
direction.
a big Dallas group in our watching, so we'll make sure that we start getting everybody to watch it too. So that would be fun. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And I have with me my challenger. Brightside did a 30-day challenge, and it was 30 challenges that we asked our challengers to perform, and they did an outstanding job. Kia was one of the biggest competitors. She came on late, but I'd suddenly get like 5 or 6 emails with all her challenges, but I took them in because she did them so honorably and so perfectly. So Kia, we're so proud of you. Congratulations. And we sent you your certificate, and it will be signed by Colonel Donna Ford, a U.S. Air Force retired. and Elton. So we'll do the signing on Thursday. And so please let us hear your acceptance speech.
My acceptance speech is, y'all didn't want to let me in. I was just sitting out there just blowing in the wind, and I didn't want to interrupt you guys because I know you had a power packed day. And then in the midst of me waiting,
How come you not let?
I
I'm
received
sorry.
a phone call.
That's
You're a
not possible.
You're a keynote. So blame it on our actions
Technology,
and,
yeah.
and technology, and not our
Did
interest here.
did everybody get in? Okay, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I don't harbor any ill feelings. You know, I promote positivity and mindfulness and all that lovey-dovey kind of stuff. So I was just sitting there waiting. But while I was waiting, I had to take a phone call because someone called about a rental. So
Oh, good
hey,
deal. Good deal. It was a win. It was a win.
exactly. It's a win and a win while I was waiting. But I am extremely honored to be even in the conversation along with my fellow comrades. I see a few of you guys on this call. Shout out to Reg, our winner, Migdalia, who edged me out at number 2 since I was 3. And then we love the Wootons over there. We love them because they're just blazing the trail. Yes, Miss Nancy. They're just blazing the trail for us to walk through. So I am extremely proud of the group. I'm extremely proud of the Brightside team for putting this together and spearheading all of these people from different walks of life to say, hey, let's do a challenge. How about that? Love it.
That's awesome.
Good
And
deal.
so next year, each of you will be doing a challenge. So you will be posing a challenge to the new challengers, and then we'll have 30 more participating. So thank you all. I'm waiting on William. What's the time? Does everybody have time? 11:30. Okay, we're waiting on
11:20.
William Hamilton, and we can either we can. Does anyone have any comments about today? Does anyone have anything to say? We'll just buy a little more time for him.
Well, while we're waiting.
Nancy,
Okay, I can make some announcements.
Now, while we're waiting, I just want to chime up our
Yes, that's
energy
okay.
here.
Yeah.
Chime up our energy, and we need to really start
Wait,
to find.
before that,
Okay.
Chris wanted to say something. Chris, go ahead. I saw you raise your hand.
Well, I just was going to ask Ernestine what prompted her when she was 2 years old to get started. If she'd been doing it for so long, she had to have started when she was 2.
what prompted you to start to community service? What prompted you?
Just because she looks so young. No way she's as old as she said she was. She must have started volunteering when she was 2.
I got that from my mom and dad. The community we lived in, they were community servants. My mother made sure all of the children had food. Whatever was needed in the community, my mom and dad made sure that all of the children got an opportunity to have a part of it.
And actually, she once shared with me that her parents taught her about community service always. My parents always taught me to give others more than ourselves. And, community service is taught at home, really. When you're taught to give to others, it comes naturally as you get older. Yeah. So
Yeah.
any community service, anybody who wants to share anything about community service today? Okay, well, I think each of you are doing.
I will.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so we've been congratulating me for my community service, and it's a great thing. I was a participant at an event for a couple of organizations that went ahead and made a effort to help people keep their homes. It was with the Ellerby Creek Watershed Association and a whole bunch of other great people. They took the time through grants to fix gutters, fix roofs, and a whole bunch of other various things that will help you be able to maintain your home so that you can stay. in your home. So I just want to say that in our individual areas, if there are organizations that are doing things like this in your respective areas, and if you are aware of this, please let these homeowners know. We have a lot of people out here that are living in homes, they're paying mortgages, but the home is not servicing them. It really isn't, because they can't afford to make repairs. So there are grants out here, and a lot of times we miss the mark because someone didn't tell us. And on top of that, because we didn't get our paperwork in a timely fashion. So if in your area there is anyone doing any of that, please, please, please reach out to our friends and our family. Because the first thing that I say when I speak to people out in the community is I'm advocating for them to do so, because it seems like nobody wants to check on their neighbor anymore these days. But I'm trying to bring it back, at least in my own respective way. So get out there, guys. Be in tune with your neighbors. I'm not saying you got to invite everybody over at your house, but if there's a community event going on, invite them to the community event and meet them there.
That's a good idea.
Great, Kia. Thank you for that.
And Kia
We really
is,
appreciate your comments that way, because I mean, people do need to know that, you know, there are organizations out there that can make a difference, even in our group, and your content and contacts, we'll share those with other people. We appreciate what you're sharing. And yeah, you're a super real estate agent, I tell you. You do it all. You know, when it comes to service, and I'm glad we've recognized you, because you serve the capacity from 1 to 10, you know, and it's not just about selling real estate, it's about servicing and sharing and showing people a new rate, new way, new route. So thank you for that. Thank you for
and
that.
Kia is one of the rising stars. Is that it, Kia?
Yes, it is.
Yoo-hoo! Congratulations. Tell us all
Thank
about
you.
it. Yeah.
Let Miss Wooten talk.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss Wooten.
Would like to share that in our community, we have a center here called the Crisis Center, and they prepare food for people in need. And 3 days a week, Nancy and I take food to people in need in those 14.
Wonderful. And they appreciate it so much. They wait on you, don't they? They love it, don't they?
And we visited one lady, and one day, and when we got there the next day, we saw that things were the same, and we were able to get the rescue squad to come and get her. She couldn't move, and we were able to get the rescue squad to come and get her and get in touch with her family. And now she's she's in rehab.
Okay, very good.
Very
Great
good.
work.
Great
job.
work.
You know,
You need an applause for that. That's amazing. You saved a life. That's
when you
amazing.
think about all that we can do now, and it's really critically important that we try to serve. You know, you can't serve everybody, but you can be a contact point for people that need you. And when people know, you know, like you try to put the phone numbers of people on your phone on a memory dial. And so, you know, when people need help and you're on their memory dial and they call you, you know, that's a big deal. That means they've thought about you, and they thought about what you do. And they've also thought what a resource you've been and how you can help serve them. So we have 24 hours in a day, you know, do what we can to serve what we need to serve and do, while we also serve our community. And these are times that we need each other. We need each other through the storms and the hurricanes. And I know Florida now and Tampa, well, not Tampa, well, an area that just got hit incredibly hard with Hurricane Ian is getting hit now with Hurricane Nicole. And so, you know, these are big deals. So reach out how you can, when you can, and where you can. And let's make the world a better place. Make the world a better place. Each of you have a value to give. And I'm going to do one thing. I want us to churn up and times when we're fatigued, and times when we think of what we need to do and how can we overcome the challenges that we face, because the challenges will come, they will come, but we are able to meet and exceed the challenge. Each one of you, you need to know you're able to meet and exceed your challenge. And even in your most fatigued day, the day that you're tiredest and you can't seem to get up to go, and you think to yourself, okay, what do I do now? What do I do now? I need you to know that you take the first step. This is what scripture said. You take the first step and our Savior will take the next. You just have the courage, have to have the courage to get up. And my father used to tell me all the time, if you can look up, you can get up. If you can look up, you can get up. So don't be discouraged by anything you see. Be encouraged by what you can do, And so this is just a special time and messaging, and I get vibes from all of you, and I just keep going. And so God's grace and amazing presence in all of our lives and our families. And we probably need to get on a either Instagram or some kind of connection forum so that we can feel the vibe and grow the vibe. Because come next year, we want to have a connection to veterans all over, and that'll last a year long. We keep moving, and it's kind of like going through the neighborhood, picking up pennies. I mean, really, going through the neighborhood, picking up pennies. And if you do it long enough, you do it consistently and with courage, valor, integrity, and patriotism, and commitment, sacrifice, and citizenship. Before it's over, man, you got so many pennies you can't even count. You got so many pennies you can't, and you don't even take the time to count them. And if you think that's value, wait until you look at the friendships and the connections you made, and who you have honest relations with, and that can last. That's just incredible to think about. Incredible to think about. And my goodness, I mean, when you pick up the phone to call somebody and they've been missing you and you've been missing the conversation, and it's just a relishing point. It's almost like there was never a time that you were out of contact with them. So we take this moment and this time, this special detailed recognition to think about where we've come, what we've done, and what we're able to do. And so I just want to, as we wrap up this presence today, I just want to go through the neighborhood and pick up pennies. Go through the neighborhood, and I want each of us to share some special relevance that will be encouraging to us, that will be stimulating to us. I don't know what it is. I don't really care, but I want you to share with each of us something that we need to hear. That will, as a one, we need to hear. One will create stimulation, and I'll wrap up. But something that you want to share with us that way. Okay.
So she was telling us about the story. Does anybody know the story about Ty, the yellow ribbon? Okay. All right. We'll get it later.
Right.
All right.
Anyway, we'll let you come first, as you will, and then I'll start picking names if we have to. Okay. First person. Recognize.
Well, I can quickly tell the story of the tied yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. It was a story about a soldier who headed home from the Civil War, who wrote his beloved that if he was still welcome, she should tie a handkerchief around a certain tree. And
that's right.
Story of the tie ribbon around the old oak tree.
It's a beautiful song. Yeah. And we were so honored to have Tony Orlando earlier. Okay, the penny, my penny is that every morning when I wake up, I think, how can I help somebody today? And I think about my broadcast, and I think about the script and who I want to invite to be on the broadcast. And I feel like every day I think my penny is wisdom. if I can impart knowledge to someone and make their life better because they met an author like Bill Pickney and learned about the climate, or if they met Kia and got empowered to buy a house, or if they met Reginald and thought about finance, if they met Nation's Finest and wanted to nominate, and if somebody was able to deliver food to someone that was in need, I think these are the pennies and my jar would be full. That's my story.
If I can follow up, last Saturday, I was invited to one of our, we operate quite a few homeless, not shelters, but second chance transitional housing for homeless veterans. We have a beautiful facility in Windsor, California, and I was invited to go out to a Rotary barbecue they were doing for the veterans that were out there. And a gentleman came up to me and wanted to reintroduce himself to me, but I remembered him. He was a character from that moved in when we did our grand opening, and he wanted to take me to his home, which is one of those condos in that facility. And when I went with him, he showed off all this beautiful stained glass work that he'd done, that he hadn't had a place to put it for over 10 years. And then he started to tear up. And I went over, put my arm around him, asked him, "What's up? Is everything okay?" And he said, "I invited my grandkids over to visit, and I haven't been able to invite my grandkids anywhere for over 10 years. And what that tells us, everybody on this phone call, that's what we're here for. I mean, to see that. So my penny is the medicine I got that day from one of the folks that we serve that just made me realize, oh my goodness, this is worth it every single day. So that's my contribution.
Very good.
That's a great story.
Very good. Very
Yes.
good story. Very good story.
Anyone else?
Sure, if I can take a moment for my penny, which is on looking forward, not back, and it's a short poem from an unknown author, but let me just say it to you. I think it's quite applicable. It goes like this: stick to your task till it sticks to you. Beginners are many, but enders are few. Honor, power, place, and praise will come in time to the one who stays. Stick to your task till it sticks to you. Bend at it, sweat at it, smile at it too. For out of the bend and sweat and the smile will come life's victories after a while.
Great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Will. That's true.
That's true. That's so true. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Our church is now working with an agency that's getting homes here for veterans. Tiny houses. They're tiny houses. We already have 2 that has already been delivered. And everything that is needed in a home is in that house. And we are expecting 12 more. And they're for homeless veterans. And it's being sponsored by our church.
Very good.
Wow. What a wonderful way. Yeah. For them.
What a penny.
What a penny.
What a penny.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful penny.
Mhm.
You see how wealthy we are, just collecting pennies of good deeds. That's amazing. Okay.
So
Who's
I'm
next?
going to add my little penny, and my little penny is just some words of wisdom about always seeing yourself and others through the eyes of God. When we see life and ourselves and others in that way, we're always able to see the beauty and capture the gift and, the lesson, the blessing, even when things seem crazy and hard and difficult. When we see it through the eyes of God, we can find the gift in it. And so thank you so much, all.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Mhm.
And that's when we have to get patience, Migdalia, because sometimes when I see people and I get disappointed, I feel like they have to still look at them and say, that's God's child, and have patience with them. So thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I guess I can chime in on this. If I was to give a penny, it would be this. See the potential. See the potential in situations. See the potential in other people. Everyone that I come in contact with, they have the potential to do wonderful and great things. And that's not always something that people want to see from the outset. But I think it's important for all of us to do that and encourage others to do that, and it will help make our world a better place. It's one thing to have that positivity in mind, and seeing that potential is also positivity practiced. I'm gonna stop there.
All right, very good, very good.
All right,
Okay,
so
well,
William Hamilton is not here yet, but he's with the Foundation for the Folded Flag. He's been on our show before, and he's probably delayed, but I'm going to let Elton wrap us up because everyone has places to go. But thank you for being on our show today. And when you watch it online, you'll see it completely different. But we'll share you the links and make sure you subscribe. And for those of you who are watching this broadcast, write down in the comments about what your penny is and what your contribution is, and wish a veteran happy Veterans Day. I have a few announcements before I bring Elton on. A couple of things. On Monday, which is November the 14th, we will be doing another broadcast led by our keynote and sponsor, Colonel Donna Ford from the U.S. Air Force. She will deliver a talk, and followed by that, we will do our networking as we always do. It will be with our club members. And we have a few veterans now in our group, and so they will be on as well. So if you have the time, please join us on Monday at 7 p.m. And then we will meet in person on the 17th at Logan's Restaurant in Goldsboro. And we have a lot of prizes, man. People have just been giving me prizes. So we've got gas cards, we've got some gifts of valor, which is all handmade by veterans. We have 2 of those gift sets, and we'll be giving out prizes to our challengers. Each of them will get a prize and a certificate. I know Kia is going to be the rising star, so she's in bigger and better places. But I will make sure that Reginald gets your certificate and prize so he can deliver it to you. And we will be having a signing day as well. So if you are in Goldsboro, please join us at Logan's. And if you are unable to join us and you're in Dallas or in another country or wherever, join us on virtual on Monday. And this will close out our Veterans Day. Sergeant Reginald has written an article for our magazine, so we'll make sure you can read it. And I've written a blog. I took it from American Legions. They did a fabulous job of giving you every single deal, promotion that's out there for veterans. So you can start off with free breakfast at Wendy's. You can move on to Texas Roadhouse. And so it's a big, lengthy list of all kinds of specials that every corporation in America is offering veterans on Veterans Day. So please read my blog and write us a comment if you like it and share it. And I think it's a great gift to give to any veteran that you know. So December will be our holiday special. We bring all our authors in to do a grand closing of the year. We do every year a gift exchange. So if you want to participate, just let me know. And how it works is that we just bring a whole bunch of gifts, and everyone who's participating can just pick up a gift. We do it both virtually as well as in person. So if you want to participate in the gift exchange, just let me know. There's no limit on the gifts. You can get a $1 gift, or you can get I don't know. We don't believe in limits. So if someone's lucky enough to get a big gift and somebody's lucky to get a small gift, it's a gift. So if you want to participate, let us know. All our events are on our calendar, and we do so many that I can't keep up. So if you're fundraising, you want to raise funds for your nonprofit organization, we love it. It's the holidays. I'm doing a fundraising newsletter. So everybody in our database will be able to find out about all these wonderful organizations and make donations to, and even if you're fundraising for your church or any charity of your choice. So those are my announcements.
Okay, I've got 1 penny and I'm going to operate, spend it well. Now, my 1 penny, it's a bright and shining penny, brand new penny, but my penny is the penny of hope. Hope. Now, and I make this point of a penny of hope in that on the shores around our country are lighthouses. They're lighthouses, many, many lighthouses. And during, earlier times, lighthouses would show us the way home. You out on the beaten and trodden sea, and the waves are rolling and just drenching and trouble and all of that. And you're on your way to shore and you are beaten up with emotion and your hope is lost, and you see a lighthouse. You see a lighthouse. And the lighthouse will serve you to say, you're almost there. You're almost there. And, and what I tend to share with you here is that we've got lots to do. There's much that can help and empower our communities. And I think of it this way: on your worst days, on your darkest days, and you feeling like, what do I do? Here's one thing, and your whole world will be transformed. If you can do just one thing, if you can go out of your way to do something for someone else, go out of your way to do something for someone else. If you can do that, I guarantee you, your state of hopelessness is gone. Your state of hopelessness will vanish. Just like, the rain and vanishes from the earth, it will vanish. And all of a sudden, you're empowered and you're feeling more hopeful, and your sense of encouragement and focus will overtake you. It's like it works every time. It works every time, every single time it works. And that's a bright and shining penny. When you know that on your darkest days, you can be encouraged and get your hope back, because that's what keeps us going. Our hope and our hopefulness that we can do so many great and wonderful things. You are special people with special power. And I say that with sincerity. You're special people with special power, and we can serve our communities. And I encourage us to be connected. Bill, let's do something. Chris, we want to stay connected with you. Kia, we're going to roll. And Medalia, it's going to be like that. And Ernestine and Nancy, thank you. It's going to be like that too. And Reginald, watch out. Watch out. We're all going there. It's going to be like that. So be encouraged, be inspired, be stimulated. And, there's so much more going on. And don't take any time to get down or discouraged. Come on. And if you need to get out today to do something for somebody, go do it. Hey, it's like that. So you all are special. I thank you for the day. I thank you for being here. And whenever if you're feeling down and feeling dark, turn to the bright side. Turn to Brightside. We're going to be here for you. The skies are always going to shine, and we will push the gloomy days away. Push the gloomy days away.
Yeah.
So
you can always watch our episodes, and we've been told many times by many people that they had a depressing day and they looked at us and we were smiling and they were smiling. So watch our episodes and get on the bright side. We are too few now. The world is getting so much on the dark side that we need more bright side. So keep watching, and we'll keep sharing. Thank you for watching.
Rub our hands together. We close out. Rub these again, rub them again, rub them again, rub them again, rub them again. Now share and show the love. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. You know, I mean, the green light's all the way for you. Green light's all the way for you. You know, don't worry about nothing. It's gonna be like that. We got the power.
Yes.
God grant us grace and mercy through all that we do. Each person under the sound of my voice, dear Lord. We claim the victories now. We claim the victories now.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Have a great day. Thank you, veterans. Thank you for everything you've done and do. All right.
Happy Veterans Day.
Till the next time.
Bye. Thank you so much, Bill Pickney. We really appreciate you so very much.
All right,
Now,
all
let me
right.
stop recording.
All right.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Okay.